Hey, thank you for joining us here on the Friday Wrap, wrapping things up on this. We had an awesome week here in Niagara Falls as far as weather went, right?
We did, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, it was a little windy the other day. If you count 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, you're talking about on Wednesday.
There was a few roofs being blown off and hydro going crazy. And
I was driving and branches were like flying. I'm going, the one's coming through the windshield. One's going to hit me for sure.
It was pretty scary driving because it was two-hand, one of these, like, wow, really?
So in Western New York and Southern Ontario, we had a massive, massive windstorm as the temperatures came down. And they're going to be cold for a couple of days, and then it's going to be spring-like, right? So,
yeah, for sure.
So before we get into everything here, there's something I looked up.
Okay.
Actually came across to me, which I thought was really, really interesting.
All right.
So a lot of times people drink diet soda.
Okay.
And some will drink it because they have diabetes, right? But a lot of people drink it because they're trying to lose weight.
Right, which is not right.
So if you take sucralose, and they did a complete test on this with animals and human beings, right?
Okay.
And it was FDA level, so it's not like they were jamming the stuff down the animals and stuff like that. They found that sucralose and some others artificial sweeteners have chlorine. We're talking pool chlorine in them. So what do you think's happening when it goes into your system? Besides
eating everything?
Well, that's a possibility, but the worst part is that it is killing the good bacteria in your colon.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah, so it's weakening your immune system.
Right.
And it is also, because that's where a lot of exchanges happen, right? You're going to gain weight. And they found that women who were on the placebo didn't. Women who were taking this stuff, actually 16% of them were absolutely gaining like 20 or 30 pounds in a 24-week period.
I can attest to that.
Yeah,
I used to drink lots.
So that stuff's really, really bad for you. So I just
Don't
thought I'd
drink
pass
it
that
anymore.
along. If you're doing it, maybe you shouldn't. Drink water. Or
well, at least
black
if
coffee.
you're having a can of Coke, like the regular stuff, it's like half a cup of sugar if you really want to eat half a cup of
See,
sugar.
my coffee
but,
now, no sugar.
A little water is probably way better for you.
Yeah.
We got good news. Really interesting news.
Tell
there was news, a boy in Germany, he had this project to do with his parents, and it was his teacher gave it to him, World War II. He had to write a project on World War II.
And Germany would be a good place to be doing that.
Yeah,
right?
Well, his dad said, they live on a big farm out in the back. Your grandfather said that a plane crashed there in 1944. So maybe you should just take the metal detector and go see if you can find any bits or whatever. Well, he did. He found the fuselage of the plane, part of it.
Messerschmitt?
Exactly.
Is that what it was?
That was,
Come on.
A 109 Messerschmitt. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And so they had to dig down. He found little bits of metal. So his dad took, the backhoe and they dug down a few feet. Sure enough, they found big parts of the plane and the bones and cloth of the pilot.
Wow, that's crazy.
So now it's in the historic museum. They're checking it all out and insane. Do you think he's going to get an A?
It's A+. That's got to be A+.
How do you go into school and go, guess what I found?
The best part of that whole thing is you don't have to write anything. No. My grandfather said a plane crashed in the backyard, and you just bring the pieces, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that kind of project.
Incredible. And another boy, amazing story.
I love this story.
Idaho, 8-year-old boy. He was working on a car with his dad, and his dad was taking the axles off, so he jacked the car up, right? And the older brother went in the house, and the jack slipped and fell, and the car landed on his father.
Wow.
Right? Crushing him. He's being crushed. Nobody there but this 8-year-old boy.
And he's going to die.
He's going to die. The dad's going, I can't breathe, right? Was basically it. And sure enough, the little boy picks up the jack. He's 8 years old, remember, 50 pounds, jacks the car up off of his dad, runs in the house, tells his brother, call 911. They do. He gets airlifted out. He's going to be fine. He had 13 broken ribs.
That's a painful
Luckily,
thing.
no internal injuries.
Good.
So he's going to make a full recovery. But when reporters asked him, how did you do that? Because his dad has made him try to do it again. He can't even move it.
Right? There's not a chance.
So he said, the angels helped me. And his dad said, what do you mean? He goes, well, Grandpa and my sister, his sister's passed away, helped me.
Wow.
So.
And they were surrounded by angels as well, right?
Exactly.
See?
Great story.
It's all true. Pay attention,
See,
folks.
Sometimes you get good news, you know? Like
here on the Peet and Reet Show.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what else is good for you?
No.
Crying, watching TV or movies is good for you.
Really?
Do you do that? Do you watch Little House on the Prairie and bawl your eyes out? Michael Landon? Come on.
Maybe, you know, I haven't, actually, I watched it a couple of weeks ago.
Did you?
And it kind of made me get a little, you know.
My dad used to cry every time we watched that show, and we'd make fun of him, go, Dad's crying, right? But I cry at everything. Like, you could get a sad commercial with a puppy and I'll cry. But
I have. Yes, I have.
Apparently, it's good for you. Psychologists said it's a parasocial thing where you're releasing your energy in one direction instead of worrying about it coming back at you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good.
So it's going away.
Healthy. Yep. You're releasing it. You're getting rid of all the stress and the tension. So cry away, people.
See, for me, it takes a really good movie to make me cry. So I got to find a bunch of those because I need to release some stress here. So,
Do you?
Yeah, do a little crying.
Well, something you could cry about was International Women's Day.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I shouldn't say, oh, boy, oh, girl.
Yeah,
I don't want to be insulting.
To me, this is just a complete farce and a joke. And I'm a girl, but I just think, come on, do we really? It segregates us from the men. I think the men are looking and going,
Separate.
We don't have, separate. We don't have International Men's Day. You know, we have Movember, but I mean, I don't want to grow a beard anywhere. Thanks very much. But International Women's Day, I just think it's a joke. Do you know what to send on International
No, I'm just going to tell you,
Women's Day?
honestly, I find it very confusing. So
It is confusing.
You know, I wished my wife, Happy Women's Day, but she says,
She-
she came in, she goes, I am so upset. I am so upset. Can you believe what these women are doing? And they're going around, they're marching, and they're protesting, and
It's not what it's about.
didn't they want to say, we want men to see what happens when we take all the women off the job? Because they want to now be paid to just walk off the job on that day and no repercussions whatsoever. And then we're supposed to see.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
It was actually started the early 1900s, and it's a day where women are supposed to reflect and go, you know what? One day I will do this. That's what it's supposed to be about, not about being acknowledged as a woman. I know I'm a woman. I don't need you to tell me.
Yeah.
You know, I've been
And you
there,
don't need a
had
group-
kids and
yeah.
all that stuff. I know what I can do and what I can't do and my limits and my no limits. So I don't need a day to tell me.
See, I thought it was a day of appreciation for what women do, whether it's in a job.
Do we need that?
No, but I don't have a problem with
You know
that.
what? I think it should be International Mother's Stay at Home Day because they don't get enough attention.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? Moms, that's a job. No matter
That's a
what anybody,
total
that's a
job.
big job. It's a great job. And you know what? It delivers, for the most part, different children.
Yeah.
Because time's been put in there. But, I'm with you. I'm confused. I don't know what I should do. And
Do nothing like most of the population did. They went, it's what day? Okay, whatever.
yeah,
You know?
they've ruined it. It's
Only
just-
the radicals went out and
more
marched. and-
separation, right? More separation in the world. Let's do it on religion. Let's do it. Let's get men and women separated. Let's just cause anarchy all over the world, folks. We just got to get together. Let's appreciate each other. Let's all get together. We're all on this planet, spinning around at 25,000 miles an hour, whatever it is, right? So I think we should do it together. Let's
Yeah.
have Together Day. Let's have
Together.
World Together.
That'd be
Day.
amazing.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, isn't that what Family Day is supposed to be? Like everybody gets together.
But they don't
you know?
see. They only have that here. Is it not only in Ontario? Or is it all across Canada?
I don't know.
So I think we should have World Together Day.
Yeah.
Let's put that in. It'll never happen.
It'll never happen at all. We have lots of shows coming up, though.
Oh yeah.
We have lots of shows coming up. Burt Ward, we
Yeah,
interviewed.
the Cape Crusader was on.
That
We
was
talked
so
to him.
cool. Some of the stuff he said was so interesting. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to do more shows, and we're actually, when we go out to Hollywood, he's going to come down with us, and we're going to do stuff live. Because sometimes when you're doing the satellite stuff, you got a problem, and it's a little lag, and you will...
You have to wait till he's finished talking, and you know all
and
that
you,
kind of
you're going to
stuff.
see that it looks a little bit like a movie, right?
Yeah, what the lips move
yeah.
and there's nothing coming out, like a Chinese movie or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
And we have Eunice David coming up, Hal David's wife. He's, if you don't know, he's amazing songwriter, and he wrote songs like "Close to You,"
The Carpenters.
Do you know the way to San Jose? Raindrops keep falling on
Which
my
we
head.
try to sing all the time.
Of course, The Look of Love. I mean, Walk On By. You know that song?
Yeah.
Walk on by.
Da, da, da.
Just walk on by. Foolish pride.
Take it away, Rita.
Well, we're going to be doing an interview with her as well.
Speaking of
because
love, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, love is in the air.
Yeah,
You know,
it
it's
is.
that time of
Well,
season.
you start to move into spring, and
Yeah, we've got coming up. We've got the wedding truck specialist.
yeah, can you imagine? We're going to be talking about wedding or truck? No, hang on. Food truck weddings.
Food
That's
truck
what it is.
weddings.
Food truck weddings. That's coming up next in the Friday Wrap with Peet and Reet. Stay right where you are. Welcome back to the Friday Wrap, Part 2. We promised would be all about love.
Love is in the air.
Spring. It's happening.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's happening. I feel it.
Weddings, you know,
feel it.
weddings
Weddings.
coming.
Chef Lorenzo has joined us here on the Friday
Hi,
Wrap.
everybody.
Oh, that's the wrong accent.
Yeah, you gotta practice that over.
What are you talking about? I'm making it special for you.
It's getting better. You've hung around with enough wops.
Yeah.
I can say that. I'm
Yes,
one.
you
I'm
can.
one. I can say
You
that.
can.
I didn't hear it.
We can
I
say
didn't
anything on the Peet and Reet show anyway.
True
so.
enough.
So, you know,
enough.
of course, in spring, everybody gets really lovey-dovey and they talk about marriage. They get married. This is a really cool concept that all of a sudden just started.
It's. I saw a stat, one of these postings on Facebook. I don't know, something like 3.1 million girls are going to get married this year. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
No guys?
I think it would be.
That's a lot of people. So we're talking
Yin
about
and yang,
6.2.
69.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's happening, and I've talked to a lot of brides since January 1st. You know, everybody makes that big commitment at Christmas time, it seems, right? As soon as January hits, the telephone starts ringing, the emails start coming in, and food truck weddings is one of the biggest things that are happening
truck
right now.
weddings.
Food truck
I think
weddings.
this is fabulous. Love it.
It brings everything about fun that should be at a wedding back into it. Takes out all the pretentiousness, takes out all the bullshit, takes out all the silly costs that brides and grooms are blowing their money on.
Oh, yeah,
You-
venues
you-
that are out
you-
of control.
Yes, absolutely. Venues that are totally out of control, things that you don't need to have that special day be absolutely special. So, yeah, it's happening.
Now, did you come up with this idea, or has this been going on for a while?
No, I caught on to the idea, and when I got into the food truck business, I thought we need a niche, and what is that niche? And I knew going into the food truck business that weddings was going to be a part of it. GoGoWeddings.ca is a part of what GoGo Foods does, and it's happening.
So what can they get for, you know, if they have you a food truck come, what kind of food do you serve at I've never been to a food truck wedding.
So a food truck wedding can happen in a lot of different ways. You know, we can have an actual food truck wedding style where it's, that food truck service. You're going up to the window, you've got a menu on the chalkboard, and you're getting your food in that paper basket with the checker paper lining,
Yeah.
right? And people love that. And they're throwing it in the garbage, and there's no muss, no fuss, and you don't have to pay 50 cents for that fork
Yeah.
to be on the table, you know.
You don't have to pay $100 a plate either.
Absolutely right. You're not paying $100 a plate. You're paying $20 a person, and they're getting two different food truck menu choices, if you will. And that's a great, great savings for anybody that's getting married.
Now, we have viewers all around the world. And in Rome, of course, we have viewers in Rome. And there are food trucks there because I spent a few years in Rome. And so this, actually, you should start this in other countries is what you should do. But for those of you watching, this is starting in Canada. It's starting to move big time into the U.S., right? Now, I know people watching are going to be going, yeah, but food truck. I mean, what kind of food is that going to be for a wedding? Now, we already know what kind of food it is, yeah.
Well, the food is,
Insanely good.
it's all right. Yeah,
It's insanely
food.
good. No,
Well, we can talk about his.
I'm pretty picky, and it's insanely good.
Yeah.
You're getting good food.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it, because what we do on food trucks, we're able to create the best foods that we can. We don't have to worry about skimping and using something that might be substandard because the hydro bill's coming in. You know what I mean? And that's a big problem onto its own. Thanks, Kathleen. When you bitch.
Oh, another
We
one.
got to take
Here,
that.
here, here.
We got to take that out.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
What's in is in on the Peet and Reet Show.
Well, you know what? That's a whole other show, right? But nonetheless, yeah, we're saving people a lot of money. We're bringing a wow factor. We're bringing the fun. We're bringing the goods. The food is the best food that people are going to have out of any food truck around.
And I love the idea of the checker,
Yeah.
that whole actual picnic
Yeah, and
theme.
that's
right?
it, and
that's so cool.
so laid-
because it's laid back.
Laid back.
I mean, you don't have to spend a fortune on a dress
No.
or the guy with a suit
That's
and
right.
a whole big wedding party.
Or you
right.
could.
I mean, you
you
could.
could,
yeah.
You could,
And-
but I mean, you don't have to. And the whole theme would be very cool.
100%. And you know what's really awesome is that you don't have to eat now.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, there's no schedule to it. It's about casual. It's about
I
fun.
think, I think that's the worst thing about weddings because I've
Yeah.
been to so many, and of course I used to have a disc jockey company, so I was at many, and you just sit there, wait for the next course, wait for the next course, wait for the next, and it's all the same thing.
And you sit there and you feel yourself getting fat, and you don't
Oh, yeah.
lethargic, and, you don't want to
they're
move.
like, we want you to dance now, and you're like, oh God, really?
No, you know, we've got a few food truck weddings under our belt, and we've done it buffet style, we've done it food truck style, we've done it plated style out of the food truck. Absolutely, it comes down to what the groom and bride really want. But what we're finding out is what they really want is fun. They want that. They want that factor back in their life.
Right.
Here's the key to this too: the locations now are endless.
The locations are endless.
Right?
It's in your backyard.
On a
Yeah.
beach.
On
Yeah.
a beach.
In
We're
the
bringing
woods.
the kitchen. We're bringing it to the party. And the old adage of the party always ends up in the kitchen is
So true.
absolutely true. But now we're providing the kitchen to the party. It's awesome. I
Now,
love it.
I love it.
I think there's another difference here too, because a lot of times big banquet halls and stuff use a lot of processed foods from just a couple of companies, which have really made
And it's
food
the same
yeah,
thing.
and it's
Every
got
time
some-
you go there, it's the same food. You can almost, if you've gone to the same venue a few times, you know exactly what's coming out. And
You
it's
know.
going to taste exactly the same.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because why? At the end of the day, it comes down to cost for the bride and the groom. What are they willing to spend? And nobody's got those great big funds to spend to make sure that that
Not anymore.
filet mignon is on the plate.
Well, yeah, weddings are costing $30,000, $50,000. You could put that down on a home.
100% so. I got married once and I made that mistake, and I blew that 30 grand.
That was a while ago too.
That was a little while.
A ton of money. A ton of money.
It was a lot of money back then.
Well, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put, that's why we had you on the Friday wrap, because we're going to put together a show on ours,
Yes.
on the Peet and Reet Show, where we go and look at locations, have you come in with the food truck. We're going to have the photographer, the videographer.
We're going to
the
pretend like
flowers.
we're getting married.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go try on wedding dresses, or whatever, suits, and we're going to pretend like we're doing the whole thing like a bride and groom would do, but with a food truck.
That's awesome. And so to take that one step
We're not
further,
getting married.
No.
Just setting that straight.
It'd be
there'd be a divorce right after.
There
But
goes Peet and Reet.
That'd be two food
Done.
truck parties. That'd be awesome.
always
The
thinking.
divorce party.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll turn it into a whole bridal show, food truck bridal show, if you will.
Yep.
And that'll be great fun. I'll even talk to Casey from Community Transport Group.
Absolutely.
See
Oh
if
yeah,
we
we
can get
limo buses, whatever.
limo buses,
He's got
Rolls Royces,
antique cars.
antique
And we could
cars.
have some listeners come,
Absolutely,
right?
and some viewers.
They
as
could be
well.
our guests.
Absolutely, and of course the food truck will be there, and we'll make sure there'll be some eats available.
All right, so right now,
Yeah.
look right in that camera. Tell them
there.
how they can book a food truck wedding with you.
www.gogofoods.ca or gogoweddings.ca 905-329-5509 thegogofoodco@gmail.com. That's the best ways to get a hold of this guy
Yeah.
for your go-go food needs. Birthday parties, weddings,
Divorces.
divorces,
Whatever you want to celebrate.
anniversaries, any reason to
Swimming
have a
parties.
party, we bring the goods and we bring the wow factor and the fun back.
Birth of a cow on your new farm,
You know, that was a very important
Oh,
day
you're
that
not
day.
gonna eat it.
You always make fun of that, but that was a very important day.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? You see, I'm trying to get out of here and trying to shut this down. You know why? Because the chef, you see, he's dressed like a chef. He's put together some food. Right there.
Exactly.
We're
You
gonna
can
go.
smell it.
Yeah. So listen, thanks for joining us here on the Friday Wrap.
Thanks, everybody.
And we will see you next week. A week from now, hopefully everything's going to be wonderful and fantastic, and we'll have more great stories for you. Till then, God bless you.
God bless you.